and welcome to the WB News. My name is Wyatt.
And I'm Brando.
Host. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the first major land battle of the American Civil War, which was the first battle of the Bull Run.
There it was.
On July 21st, 1861, Union and Confederate armies clashed near Manassas Junction, Virginia.
They clashed hard.
Yes, they did, sir. The engagement began when about 35,000 Union troops marched from the federal capital in Washington, D.C. to strike a Confederate force
That's a lot of troops.
of 20,000 along a small river.
They only had 20,000
known as
troops?
Bull Run. I just read it. The rebels were able to break the Union's right flank, which is this side to you guys, but this side to me.
Me too.
Sending the Federals into chaotic retreat towards Washington, this gave the South a surge of confidence. It shocked many
Big
in
surge.
the North. And they realized the war would not be as easy as they thought it would be.
No, it wouldn't.
Yo,
It's kind of crazy how Confederate soldiers won that with only 20,000 troops against the Union's 35.
that's life, bro.
That is life.
It's in
Life
your
is
quote
hard.
right there.
Life is hard. That's life.
That's hard.
Ball is life. McDowell's Union force struck on July 21st, shelling the enemy across Bull Run, while more troops crossed at the river at Sudley Ford in an attempt to hit the Confederate left flank. Kind of what he just said. Over 2 hours, 10,000 Federals gradually pushed back 4,500 rebels across the Warrenton Turnpike and up Henry House Hill. Reporters, congressmen, and other onlookers who had traveled from Washington and were watching the battle from nearby countryside prematurely celebrated a Union victory. But reinforcements from both Johnson and Beauregard's armies soon arrived on the battlefield to rally the Confederate troops. In the afternoon, both sides traded attacks and counterattacks near Henry House Hill on Johnson and Beauregard's orders. More and more Confederate reinforcements arrived. That's not good.
Oh, yeah.
Not good for
Not
the
good
Union.
at all, boy.
Even as the Federals struggled with coordinating assaults made by different regiments. Wow. That talks about... There's another... Don't be cocky, kids, because, you know, this guy, he was cocky. He was cocky.
Be cocky.
What was his name, did I say? Oh, they're just reporters. They're being cocky, onlookers, being cocky.
You said
saying
cocky like 12 times, buddy.
Sorry.
I'll take it over from here. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, both sides had equal numbers of men
Yeah, they did.
on the field of the battle.
Mm-hmm.
About 18 hundo each. Ooh,
18 hundo?
18 hundo. And Beauregard ordered a counterattack along the entire line,
What?
screaming as they advanced. The Confederates managed to break the Union's line as McDowell's Federals retreated chaotically across Bull Run.
Chaotically. Chaos.
They ran
They did.
headlong
they
into
ran fast.
hundreds of Washington civilians
That's not good.
who had been watching the battle while picnicking on the fields east of the river. All right.
Because that's what they did back then. They didn't have much to do, so they just watched people fight and kill each other. Anyway, among the future leaders on both sides who fought at First Manassas were Ambrose E. Burnside and William T. Sherman. They fought for the Union, or they were leading the Union. Along with the Confederates, Wade Hampton, and most famously, Thomas J. Jackson, who earned his nickname Stonewall Jackson in the battle. In the battle.
Oh yeah.
Jackson, he was a former professor at the Virginia Military Institute. Did you know that? He was a professor.
Know that.
And he's a Stonewall now.
He's
Led a Virginia brigade from the Shenandoah Valley into a battle at a key moment, helping the Confederates hold an important high ground position at Henry House Hill.
Is it hot in here?
It's a little hot. You want some water? This water's cold. Come on, you're out. Come on, take some more. General Bernard Bee, who was later killed in the battle, told his men to take heart and to look at Jackson standing there like a stone wall, the stone wall he was.
Hard stone
Wall.
Despite their victory, Confederate troops were so disorganized
So disorganized.
to even press their advantage and pursue the retreating Yankees, who
What
reached
was these?
Washington by July 22nd.
They did.
Ooh.
It's a tough battle.
The first Battle of Bull Run cost some 3,000 Union casualties.
That's a lot of
compared with
people.
1,750 for the Confederates.
That's not that many compared to
Its
the Union troops.
outcome sent Northerners who had expected a quick, decisive victory reeling, but that didn't happen,
No, it did not.
and gave
That's what
rejoicing
the
Southerners
cockiness
a
will get
false
you.
hope that they themselves could pull off a swift victory.
T Swift, baby.
That's all show. This guy's name was Swift.
Good story. Tell it again. Anyway, the Battle of Bull Run came to an end, and the aftermath of it ended up being the ferocity of the fighting and the number of casualties at Bull Run were a wake-up call to both sides. 5 days after the battle, McDowell, blamed for the defeat, was replaced with General George B. McClellan as Union Army leader. Johnson's army of the Shenandoah and Beauregard's army of the Potomac River were combined. Not long after, General Robert E. Lee was placed in command of the combined force. He permanently renamed it the Army of Northern Virginia.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in from the WB News. My name's Wyatt. This is Brandon.
I'm Brandon.
He's the co-host.
I'm the
And we
co-host.
are so out of this.
Peace out.
Let's go.
I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes, listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. 1 minute I held the key, next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, once you've gone it was never, never an honest word. And that was when I ruled the world. It was the wicked and wild wind, blew down the doors to let me in, shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become, and revelation